Once a man reaches, I guess your 20s is when you're in your prime, like physical prime, to like maybe 30. And then with athletes, they can kick it into the deep into the 30s. Like you could be an elite athlete. Like there's this guy, Artur Beterbiev.
Joe Rogan broke down the highly anticipated Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol fight. Previously, Rogan praised Beterbiev after an outstanding title defense. Beterbiev, who scored a TKO victory over Callum Smith on January 13th.
We're going to go right into the Callum Johnson fight. For the first time in your career, in the second round, you would hit the canvas. How nervous did you get?
You know, when I went down,
Yeah.
I'm more mad of this. I missed this punch.
Right.
Even I shaky. I'm not shaky. I mean, I'm more.
No, you get up. You sound as pound.
I'm more mad of this thing. I missed this punch because I see these punches. When it's going, I see this punch.
Right.
I did often defense too, and it's like go like.
Right. So instead of being terrified, instead of being shaky, you were pretty much mad at yourself for letting that punch slide through.
Enhanced his record to a perfect 20-0, with all wins coming by knockout. This victory not only allowed Beterbiev to retain his WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight titles, but also positioned him for an undisputed championship showdown with Dmitry Bivol. Shortly after the victory, Rogan took to Instagram to share his thoughts, congratulating the champion and expressing his admiration. In the caption, he wrote, "This guy drags people to hell like no other. Artur Beterbiev goes 20-0 with 20 knockouts and becomes the first guy to floor Callum Smith. I hope he gets the super fights he deserves before he retires, and I hope people appreciate how extraordinarily terrifying his style and skills are." According to Rogan's remarks, Beterbiev concluded the bout against Smith in the 7th round with a corner stoppage, just moments after sending the former WBA super middleweight champion to the canvas.
So this is your second unification fight, I believe, right?
Yes.
And this guy had never been dropped as an amateur or a pro, but then he had never fought you. And then all of a sudden he comes out and he gets put down.
I know that he's never been knocked down, only after fight, when my corner tell me.
Oh, really? Oh, so you didn't know that even going in?
Notably, Smith had never been knocked down before in his career, even during his prominent title fights with Canelo Alvarez and George Groves. Just a month before Beterbiev achieved his 20th professional victory, Bivol challenged the Dagestani fighter following his title defense against Lyndon Arthur. Reports indicate that Bivol has already signed a contract to face Beterbiev prior to the latter's matchup with Smith on January 13th. Recently, Rogan predicted that Beterbiev would emerge victorious in what would be a highly anticipated showdown. Both fighters are undefeated, with unique skill sets that make them top contenders in the sport. But Rogan's prediction leans toward Beterbiev's crushing power and relentless style as key factors for his success. Artur Beterbiev is known for his aggressive and powerful fighting style. Born in Russia, Beterbiev has a professional record of 20-0, with every win coming by way of knockout, which highlights his devastating punching power. He's a boxer puncher, capable of closing the distance and punishing his opponents with relentless pressure. His background in amateur boxing, where he competed at the highest levels, has given him a solid foundation in both offense and defense, but his ability to finish fights early has become his hallmark.
18-0 with 18 knockouts. Jesus. He's the only world champion that's in boxing today that has a 100% knockout ratio for every fight he's ever been in. He's from Chechnya. This dude is fucking terrifying.
Beterbiev's dominance in the light heavyweight division is largely due to his combination of physicality and technical skill. His granite chin, paired with his powerful combinations, makes him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the division. Beterbiev's aggressive forward pressure has broken down many elite fighters, as seen in his fights against Alexander Gvozdyk and Marcus Brown. His ability to cut off the ring, trap his opponents, and force them into exchanges they can't win is central to his game plan. Dmitry Bivol's style differs significantly from Beterbiev's. Bivol is known for his technical precision, speed, and tactical approach to fights. While he doesn't have the knockout power of Beterbiev, Bivol's defense, footwork, and ability to control distance are some of the best in the sport. Bivol's performance against Saul Canelo Alvarez in May 2022 cemented his reputation as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He used his jab effectively, maintained distance, and outboxed Canelo, who was widely considered one of the best fighters in any weight class. Bivol's victory was seen as a masterclass masterclass in boxing fundamentals, showing his ability to adapt and control the tempo of a fight against an aggressive opponent. During his podcast, Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on the matchup between these two light heavyweight titans. According to Rogan, while both Beterbiev and Bivol are incredibly skilled, it's Beterbiev's knockout power and relentless aggression that will likely give him the edge in a fight against Bivol. Rogan emphasized the sheer force that Artur Beterbiev brings into the ring. He's just a monster, Rogan said, referencing Beterbiev's ability to close fights with a single punch. Rogan highlighted Beterbiev's knockout streak, pointing out that even elite boxers struggle to withstand his barrage of power punches. He said that Beterbiev is relentless. He comes forward, he hits like a truck, and he just breaks people down. One of the key factors Rogan pointed out is Beterbiev's ability to cut off the ring and make his opponents engage in exchanges they can't win. Rogan noted that Beterbiev's pressure makes it difficult for technical fighters like Bivol to maintain distance and stick to a defensive game plan. Beterbiev's conditioning and strength allow him to maintain a high pace, wearing down opponents as they try to fend off his attack. Rogan believes that Beterbiev's approach could be too overwhelming for Bivol, who typically relies on controlling the pace of a fight. Bivol is very technical and very skilled, but Beterbiev just imposes his will on you, Rogan said. He added that he forces you to fight his fight, and that's a dangerous place to be.
Terrifying, because Joe Smith Jr. is an animal. I mean, he's this big, power-punching light heavyweight, and Beterbiev f***ed him up in 2 rounds.
While Rogan respects Bivol's technical abilities, he expressed concern that Bivol's defensive style might not be enough to neutralize Beterbiev's power. Bivol's got great movement, great jab, but how long can you keep Beterbiev off of you? Rogan asked. He referenced Bivol's fight against Canelo, where Bivol's discipline and ring IQ were crucial in his victory. But Rogan noted that Canelo is a smaller fighter than Beterbiev and doesn't bring the same level of pressure. Rogan also pointed out that Bivol would need to be perfect for 12 rounds to win. It's not that Bivol can't win, he's a great boxer, but to avoid Beterbiev's power for an entire fight is a tall order, Rogan said. He added that it's not just one punch, it's the cumulative damage that Beterbiev dishes out. Every punch he throws is designed to hurt you. Rogan outlined a few key factors that could determine the outcome of the fight. For Beterbiev, it's about applying his signature pressure and forcing Bivol into exchanges. If Beterbiev can get inside and make Bivol fight at close range, he's got a good chance of winning, Rogan said. Rogan believes that Beterbiev's body shots and combinations would wear Bivol down over the course of the fight, eventually leading to a knockout or stoppage. For Bivol, Rogan emphasized the importance of maintaining distance and sticking to a disciplined game plan. Bivol needs to fight the perfect fight, stay on the outside, use his jab, and frustrate Beterbiev, Rogan said. Rogan also mentioned that Bivol's footwork and defensive capabilities could help him avoid Beterbiev's power punches, but that it would be an exhausting task to maintain over 12 rounds.
Beterbiev is like 38. I think he's 38 or 37 or 38, something like that. But Google Artur Beterbiev. He's a f***ing animal. Most guys by that age that are professional boxers, he's 37. Most guys by that age are starting to slide a little bit physically. Skill-wise, they can maintain. Dude, he's a f***ing animal.
Joe Rogan's prediction ultimately favored Artur Beterbiev. While he acknowledged that both fighters are among the best in the world, he believes that Beterbiev's power, aggression, and ability to impose his will make him the likely winner in a matchup against Dmitry Bivol. Rogan stated that Bivol is an excellent boxer, but Beterbiev is just too powerful. He thinks he'll catch Bivol at some point, and once he does, it's going to be very hard for Bivol to recover. As boxing fans continue to clamor for this potential fight, Rogan's analysis highlights the contrasting styles that make this matchup so intriguing. It's a classic power versus precision bout, and regardless of the outcome, it promises to be a thrilling contest between two of the sport's elite light heavyweights.
But Google the video of him knocking out Joe Smith Jr. because you could find it online. He's a fucking animal. And Joe Smith Jr. is a dangerous guy. He's this big power punching guy. And this Artur Beterbiev just f***ed him up, man. But it's interesting how he did it. Like, Joe's like real aggressive and powerful, and he just caught him coming in.
Later this month, Dmitry Bivol is the front-runner to overcome Artur Beterbiev. Darren Barker, Joseph Parker, and Ariel Helwani all agreed during DAZN's roundtable discussion about the highly anticipated undisputed world light heavyweight title fight. Although bookmakers lean towards Beterbiev, crediting his knockout power, former fighter Darren Barker argues that it's Bivol's technical prowess that could tip the balance in his favor. Barker, a former IBF middleweight champion, said, "I like his feet. In the footwork department, I think he's that good the way he glides in and out effortlessly, and he doesn't jump out of range too far. He'll make you miss by that much, and that much is the difference between winning and losing." Parker, the reigning WBO interim heavyweight champion, praised Bivol's footwork while highlighting his technical skill and patience as key strengths. He believes these qualities will be crucial when facing a heavy hitter like Beterbiev. Parker said, "I favor Bivol as well. I feel like he's more precise with his punches and has good footwork." Combat sports journalist Ariel Helwani highlighted Beterbiev's recent knee injury as a key advantage for Bivol. Beterbiev had surgery for a ruptured meniscus in May and hasn't returned to the ring since, giving Bivol a potential edge. The injury also caused Beterbiev to withdraw from their originally scheduled June 1st fight, a date on which Bivol instead faced and triumphed over Malik Zinad, who stepped in as a replacement. Helwani said, "Bivol has been active. He fought, I know, lesser competition, but he hasn't had to come back from injury. And I think that Bivol is the better boxer. Beterbiev is the better puncher, the harder puncher, but Bivol's the better boxer. And so, for that reason, I favor Bivol." Helwani noted that Bivol's June 1st triumph over Zinad solidified his belief that the 33-year-old had rediscovered his form. This followed what Helwani described as a sluggish performance in his win against Lyndon Arthur on the undercard of the Anthony Joshua vs. Otto Wallen event late last year. Helwani explained, "If this was happening in June when it was supposed to happen originally, and we're coming off of Bivol Arthur, I would be saying a completely different thing. I wasn't very impressed with him in that fight. I think he regained a lot of our trust and confidence after how he looked in June against Zinad. I felt like he was a little lackadaisical against Arthur. I felt like he wasn't engaging. I felt like he was just trying to get the win in that fight on the December 23rd card." Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev have spent their entire careers building to this pivotal moment, a chance to claim the undisputed title at 175 pounds. The victor will etch their name in the annals of boxing history, unifying all four major belts, a feat never before achieved in the division during the four-belt era. Both fighters bring undefeated records to the ring, but their contrasting styles only add intrigue to the showdown. The excitement is palpable, and even Conor McGregor has been swept up in the buzz. When McGregor made an appearance at a Dual Bits-sponsored event, fans eagerly sought his take on the looming fight. True to form, the Irishman, a combat sports enthusiast through and through, couldn't contain his enthusiasm, showering both boxers with high praise. The former UFC champion declared, "Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev. I don't know, it's a good fight. Very good fight. They are probably two of the baddest men in gloves. In the gloves, bruh. It's a different world without gloves. But in the big gloves, it's tense. Bivol and Beterbiev are the baddest. You know, let's see. It's a cracking fight." Again, brought by Riyadh Season, Sheikh Turkey. At 22-6, McGregor has been an avid follower of boxing, attending high-profile bouts, including the recent Anthony Joshua vs. Daniel Dubois showdown. Therefore, his presence in Riyadh remains a strong possibility. On the other hand, this will mark the grandest stage yet for both the undefeated Bivol and Beterbiev. The WBA champion, Bivol, took the first step in seeking this clash, aiming to unify all four belts and cement his legacy. Bivol discussed his extensive history with boxing and how he came up with the idea for the undisputed fight in an interview with Boxing Scene. He said, "I wanted the undisputed fight first, and I wanted to fight against the best boxers in the light heavyweight division. This is my goals to make my name." The Russian fighter acknowledged that his ambition was to dominate the light heavyweight division, stating that his upcoming bout with Beterbiev would serve as the ultimate test of his skills. Recalling his childhood memories, Bivol added, "What it means for me? I've been in boxing since I was 6 years old. I sacrificed so much in my life. This is the final step." Combat sports enthusiasts find themselves in a heated debate over their allegiances. On one hand, Bivol showcases remarkable technical skills that have even bested Canelo Alvarez. On the other hand, Beterbiev possesses a fearsome knockout ability capable of taking down any opponent in his path. The question remains, who will emerge victorious when the final bell rings? In the lead-up to the highly anticipated match, numerous experts have shared their insights, including Bradley. Nearly a year ago, when the fight was merely a rumor, he told the Mistodi that Bivol held a distinct advantage. Bradley said, "Bivol is a very tough matchup, having that strong foundation amateur pedigree and also having an educated jab and in-and-out footwork. That can keep Beterbiev off balance. Who would I favor? Right out the gate, I would favor the boxer." Bradley has since changed his perspective, stating that after watching Beterbiev's knockout win against Callum Smith in his most recent fight, he now believes the matchup is evenly balanced at 50-50. He shared this insight with Boxing News. He said, "Tough fight. I'm going to say 50-50. I've always favored Bivol, but he'll have to fight a perfect fight to keep Beterbiev off of him." Bradley also explained why, in his opinion, it's a lot closer than he initially believed. He added, "He's a real champion. He's disciplined and devoted to his religion. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he takes care of himself. When you preserve your body like that, you can last long in the sport." Although Bradley remains uncertain about who will emerge victorious in the matchup between Bivol and Beterbiev, former heavyweight champion Hasim Rahman stands firmly in support of the fighter, boasting a flawless knockout record, claiming he is invincible. When the two two undefeated fighters compete in Saudi Arabia on October 12th for unquestioned honors, everything is on the line. Dmitry Bivol's recent streak has been nothing short of impressive, making him just the second fighter to defeat Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's also secured decision victories against Gilberto Ramirez and Lyndon Arthur, while his most recent bout saw him stop Malik Zinad. Beterbiev stands as a true knockout specialist, having finished all 20 of his opponents, including notable names like Callum Smith, Anthony Yard, and Joe Smith Jr. This sets up a compelling clash of styles, pitting his devastating power against Bivol's sharp footwork, tactical ring intelligence, and slick defensive skills. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, renowned trainer Robert Garcia expressed his enthusiasm for the upcoming fight, admitting difficulty in choosing a clear victor. However, he leaned toward Bivol, citing the fighter's superior technical abilities. When discussing the upcoming fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, Robert Garcia expressed his excitement, saying it would be a difficult match to predict. He mentioned that he leaned toward Bivol winning by decision, as he believed Bivol's style would prevent Beterbiev from getting close. However, he also acknowledged the possibility of Beterbiev stepping in, hurting Bivol, and knocking him out given Beterbiev's immense power. Despite this, Garcia still favored Bivol by decision.
Can't wait for that one, man. That's gonna be a fight that it's hard to pick the winner. I lean towards Bivol by decision. I just think he's got that style that he's not gonna allow Beterbiev to get in close. I don't know. I just think Bivol pulls it off. But I wouldn't be surprised if Beterbiev lands and hurts him and knocks him out, because that guy has so much power that he could knock anybody out. But I lean towards Bivol by decision.
Canelo, the Mexican superstar, might quietly be rooting for Bivol's victory. Waiting in the shadows, he eagerly anticipates a chance at redemption, eyeing a rematch with his familiar rival for a shot at reclaiming all 4 titles in the 175-pound division. Eddie Hearn knows exactly how dangerous Artur Beterbiev is going into his next unification match against Dmitry Bivol. The head of Matchroom, who has been steering Bivol's career, is well aware of Beterbiev's prowess. However, he confidently backs Bivol as the favorite, with the two poised to settle the debate over who reigns as the world's top light heavyweight. When two of the greatest boxers in history square off live on DAZN, all the marbles at 175 pounds will be up for grabs. The two fighters have ascended to the pinnacle of the sport through contrasting styles, and Hearn has weighed in on the matchup that has the entire boxing world buzzing with anticipation. It's a very tough fight. I believe Bivol is a slight favorite in the fight because I feel, skill-wise, he's a better fighter than Artur Beterbiev. We've seen time and time again that Artur can sometimes lose rounds, but he just hunts you down, said Hearn when speaking to Boxing News. He added, meanwhile, former unified lightweight champion Nate Campbell believes Dmitry Bivol's endurance against Artur Beterbiev will depend solely on how much punishment he can absorb. According to Campbell, Bivol's survival in the ring hinges on his ability to withstand Beterbiev's relentless barrage. Campbell is backing IBF, WBC, and WBO light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev to stop WBA title holder Dmitry Bivol, citing Beterbiev's unmatched power. Nate is also siding with Beterbiev, maintaining confidence in the knockout artist until someone proves otherwise. In his view, Bivol lacks the punching strength necessary to derail the Beterbiev train. Despite a growing number of fans backing Beterbiev, odds makers continue to favor Bivol. It's not hard to see why. Bivol, at 33, has youth on his side, is free of recent injuries unlike Beterbiev's knee issue, and boasts a standout victory over Canelo Alvarez. Beterbiev will win. One of my fans was trying to get him on the podcast and he was hitting the bag in the gym. My boy said, "God damn, who keeps slamming the door in your gym?" He said, "That is no door. That is Artur hitting the bag," said Nate Campbell to YSM Sports Media, talking about why he's picking Artur Beterbiev to defeat Dmitry Bivol. He added, "Until you prove me different, Beterbiev, can you punch? You can neutralize a puncher by being a bigger puncher. Tell me what guy is a bigger puncher than Beterbiev. Bivol can box. I know he can box, but can he punch? I could box, and I could punch." Bivol possesses solid punching power, though it's far from exceptional. While he can score knockouts, it typically requires him to wear opponents down with a steady accumulation of punches over time. To maintain that pressure, however, he often leaves himself open to counterattacks. Taking that kind of risk against a fighter like Beterbiev would be far too perilous to pull off. So that changes the dynamic of the game when you can box and you can punch. What is the most dangerous style in boxing? It's going to end when he can't take it no more, said Campbell about the fight lasting only as long as Bivol can soak up punishment from Beterbiev. Bivol is expected to turn the bout into a challenging contest by remaining elusive, utilizing his jab, and clinching with Beterbiev when he closes the distance. Aware of the dangers of engaging on the inside, he'll strategically avoid any exchanges that could lead to a knockout. Instead, Bivol will adopt a hit-and-run strategy throughout the fight. In just 9 days, boxing fans will witness the crowning reigning of the first undisputed light heavyweight champion since Roy Jones Jr. claimed the title in 1999. Meanwhile, the rumored financial details surrounding the fighters, Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, have surfaced. So, what will the Russian pair earn from their highly anticipated showdown? As they prepare for this highly anticipated match, both fighters are reportedly set to earn $10 million each, according to Boxing Kingdom. This hefty purse has sparked discussions within the boxing community about whether the compensation is justified for both competitors. Earlier today, Boxing Kingdom took to X to announce Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol purse info. Both fighters are set to receive $10 million each. It's essential to highlight that these numbers have not received official confirmation from either the fighters or their promoters. Moreover, the figures mentioned exclude potential income from sponsorships, ticket sales, and pay-per-view revenue related to the event. Notably, sources indicate that Bivol secured $1.9 million from his December 23, 2023 match against Lyndon Arthur. However, his most lucrative payday occurred in 2022 during his clash with Canelo Alvarez, where he reportedly earned $5 million. In contrast, Beterbiev received $1,332,450 after his fight with Callum Smith earlier this January. Prior to that, the unified light heavyweight champion pocketed $500,000 for his bout against Anthony Yarde. Considering this, it's evident that both competitors are poised to receive the largest financial rewards of their boxing careers. This development has ignited extensive conversations within the boxing community, even drawing in UFC President Dana White and Bivol's former wife. Given the fight's historical significance, some argue that even $10 million apiece is less. However, it's a big improvement over their purse from earlier battles. Notably, the boxers will profit from the bout more financially in various ways. Surprisingly, despite this dark outlook, Bivol is considered a narrow favorite for the fight, even with Beterbiev holding the title of unified champion and boasting an unblemished knockout record. A significant factor contributing to Bivol's status as the favorite over Beterbiev stems from his impressive victory over Canelo in May 2022. This win has captivated fans, media, and bookmakers alike, leading many to see it as an indicator that Bivol could replicate that success against Beterbiev. Bivol's status as the frontrunner can also be attributed to Beterbiev's age. At 39 and recovering from a torn meniscus, Beterbiev has rushed his return following knee surgery, raising doubts about whether he'll regain his full strength in time for the match. Beterbiev is used to being the man on the stage. He fights in Canada, he's selling out the shows, he's the headliner. Bivol sometimes shies away from the big stage. He fights chief support. Other than the Canelo fight, it didn't feel like the show was built around him, and he was a bit of a bit player against Canelo, said Ariel Helwani to DAZN Boxing, discussing the Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol fight. So there's going to be a lot of pressure come that fight week. Beterbiev is used to that pressure. He's used to the spotlight. I'm wondering how Bivol handles all that. There was no pressure on him whatsoever. That was all about Canelo. The story about that fight was Canelo moving up. He was just a bit player, Helwani said about Bivol's fight against the superstar Canelo in 2022. Helwani added, "I'm just curious how he deals with it. I think it actually helps him that it's in Riyadh. It's a little bit different than being in front of 50,000 people or even in front of 25,000 people in Montreal, where Beterbiev is beloved. I'm just curious to see how he rises to the occasion. I'm backing him as well." Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.